Alrighty, so we're going to play with Merlin. So when we were doing the regression works on Thursday night in Starseed 1, they were a little different than this. This is going to require you to be a little bit more active with your imagination. If you fall asleep, which you might, because Raphael's energy certainly knocks people out, that's totally fine. You can definitely lay down and close your eyes like we did before. If you want to sit up, that's okay too, whatever feels comfortable, but try to stay kind of with it if you can as we're going through, because Merlin will be asking of you to play with your imagination. We're heightening the senses so that you can attune more to the vibration of magic. All right, so with that, let's get going. We are sending a special energy to this being in your starseed family. One moment, please. We are delighted as always to be here with all of you and can see that many of you are being more playful and attuning to the vibration of Mother Earth and to all of the different elements and to the directions with your wand and opening to these energies as you are sitting in meditation and playing with Merlin. And he is very delighted and excited to be with all of you and to greet you into his home today. And so we will get started now, and it is that Kelly will begin to attune more and more to direct communication with him, in which there may be a change in tone or energy or voice, but for now we will begin as I will be translating the energy from Merlin through and to all of you through this vessel. Hello. We are wanting you to all close your eyes now and to begin to attune to wherever it is that you are, as you are beginning to ground yourself down into the earth, feeling that green emerald light going down into the earth, wrapping itself around the core as it begins to shoot energy back up through and out your crown, creating a sphere of beautiful golden light. And as this is happening, we're wanting you to take a nice deep breath in and let go. And another all the way in and let go. And as you are doing this, you're wanting to just allow your awareness to begin to float, knowing that you are moving into a deep, deep state, allowing your eyes to become heavier and heavier as you are beginning to float. And as you are floating, you're starting to bring your awareness to the edge of the forest. And as you are here at the edge of the forest, before you enter the forest at all, for it is not an ordinary forest, but a magical one, alive more than any place you have ever been before. And before you may enter, you see in front of the path at the beginning of the forest that there is a large black pot. It is like a cauldron in a way, and it is sitting there. And it is filled with old clothes and rags And as you look at it, it asks you to peel away anything within and on and around yourself that is not in alignment with purity, joy, playfulness, and bliss. And so it asks you to go through the process of peeling away these parts of self. And it might just support you in the idea that you're becoming naked, taking off the clothes on your back, letting go of old energies, belief systems, and ways of being. And as you unbutton your shirt or take off your pants or strip down to the bare bones, not only are you symbolically leaving behind your clothes and putting them in the large pot there, but you are also letting go of old parts of self. And when you are naked and you have left behind this energy, you can take a nice deep breath, knowing the place in which you are entering is very sacred, one in which you are only bringing the energy from the heart and above, leaving behind anything else in the forest behind you. And as you begin to do this, you walk and step in, and you can feel the quality of the forest here and how beautiful it is, how green and lush as you walk in your naked body. And you hear a sound, a strong sound of the water falling very rapidly. And I want you to begin to walk toward it. And as you walk in that direction, you can see to your left that there is a waterfall. And this waterfall is cascading down the most pure and magnificent water you have ever seen. And this water is sparkling in a way you've never seen water before, with rainbows of light that are shooting out. This is a purifying and cleansing water. It completely clears any last residue or energy in which you forgot to leave behind. And it is the perfect temperature that feels ideal for you. And as you begin to step into it now, you feel the water flowing from the top of your head, down the front of your face, even in your eyes, down your shoulders and your whole body as it cascades energy of light, clearing away and refreshing you so that you feel vital and strong. It is filled with the elixir of life itself, and it is rejuvenating and it is healing. And as you stand here in the waterfall, you begin to open your eyes and see things in a way you have not seen before, for things become stronger and more vibrant. You may step out of it now, and as you step out, an energy comes forward. It is a beautiful being of light, dressed like a queen, and she hands to you your robe, and she puts upon your head your crown, and she gives you your wand, and she says to come with me now. It is time to go on a journey to meet Merlin. And as you begin to walk with her, you see the squirrels swirling about and the rabbits scampering, the leaves beneath your feet, and the trees seem alive as if they are talking to you. And there are animals and sounds all around. There is a babbling brook along the side and where it is that you are walking. And as you look closer, you see the magnificent and sweet baby fawn looking at you with the eyes of innocence. And you continue to walk in the forest. And as you walk, you feel the roots beneath your feet and the life all around. You see the light coming in and dappling on the leaves. And you smell the scents of rain that long passed. The moss is there, and you skip along the stones. You see the ferns growing and the greenness of the energy of the magnificent and deep forest. And as you're walking along and the animals are there with you, all of a sudden a pig appears, and he is silly in a sense, giggling in a way, and he runs away, and you get to run after him. And as you're following him along quite quickly with a sprint and a skip, you hear a sound, the sound of a flute, and you begin to follow the sound. And as you keep going through the forest, around the bend and up and down, skipping over the rocks, feeling like a child, not having to look in any way, just finding your way with great ease. You keep moving, and the sound of the flute becomes louder and louder and louder. And as you begin to move toward it, you see this little boy, like a lad, sitting on a stump, and he is playing the flute. He is wearing green breeches, and he looks at you with a twinkle in his eye, and he says, hello, and you say hello back. And he lifts the flute from his lips, and as he does so, a bird comes up over his head, and it begins to tweet and chirp around. And you look up at the bird. It is a little songbird, and it is the color of black. And it starts to fly away, and you follow it down the path. And as you follow it down the path, it keeps bringing you somewhere far and distant. And you keep moving quicker and faster and skipping and moving. And as you come to these beautiful hazel trees, and they are creating an archway. And as you pass through the arch, what is it that you see? You see an open area, a grove of sorts. And as you stand in the grove, all of a sudden, trees begin to grow so quick in the instance, in the blink of an eye, that all of a sudden you are in a grove of the most beautiful, strong, and magnificent trees you have ever seen. From the oak to the sycamore to the chestnut to the apple, they are everywhere and all about in bounty. And as you stand there in all of their beauty, one of them in particular feels so strong and powerful to you. And as it's there, there's something about the quality of it. It is so lush and green. And as you look at it, you feel this power emanating from it. And in a sense, you begin to move and stand back from it. And as you do so, it begins to turn. And as it turns, the little forest and all the creatures become quiet, like a hush, and everything becomes still. And they look. And as the tree turns, it gets larger and grander. And it looks at you, and you see that it is the figure of a woman. And this woman is one that you must meet and talk to, as she will come now to speak to you, for she is the great mother, the green lady of the earth. Some of you call her Mother Earth or Mother Nature herself. And there she stands before you, looking at you. Her eyes are big and brown. They are a bit sorrowful and yet joyful at the same time, for she is old and ancient, and yet she is not alone, for there are little fairies at her feet. Some are of the water, of the salamander, or the fire, or the air, for there are elemental beings near and around her, tall and grand and wide, and divas floating about in colorful lights everywhere, for she sparkles with a radiant energy that is so vital and strong. And she looks now to you, and as she looks at you, she says, come to me, my dear child. And as you come to her, she looks at you, and she says, I do not know why I should allow you to pass through my forest to go to Merlin's cave. For what is it that you have done to me while you have lived on the earth in such shame? For it is, we are building a new earth, you see, where all my creatures are equal, where that of the squirrel and the fawn and the bird and the fox are as important as you, where my vegetables and my tomatoes and peppers and corn are as important as you, as my trees and plants and clouds and waters and brooks and oceans and dolphins are as important as you. And I cannot let you pass by through my forest to the great cave of Merlin, where you entered to learn the new earth, if I cannot be assured that you will honor it For I can see that some have tried and some have not. For I do not blame you personally, but I blame your kind. For it is that the humans have done great destruction, for they have built concrete and walls all around. For they have sucked the oil from my ground, which is the lubricant of my blood. For they have taken from me so much, and all I have given to you is my love. And so you cannot pass this easily, she says. She looks down at you and she says, tell me why I should let you pass. Tell me now why, for I forgive you for all the times that you have not honored me and taken from me, for all the things you have done when you were unconscious, unaware, and did them just because. But that time has passed, you see, for a new earth is being born, one in which you take your wand to create, but you cannot be given the creation of the wand to bring forth the new earth if you are not ready to own this responsibility. So you must show me what you will do. You must show me how you will remember and honor me. You will show me this. So tell me, I am opening my heart to you as I place down along your feet. Can you see the bucket I have put there in front of you? It is an open energy in which I open my hands to you and I ask you to give me a gift. Some of you will give me certain gifts and others, but look to what it is. Find one thing that you have done to me, one way in which you have dishonored me, one way in which you have forgotten who I am, and one way in which you have not loved me. Or perhaps it is a time that you have thrown trash out your window, or perhaps it is a time where you wasted food, what was not for you to waste. Perhaps it was in which you polluted my water, or you drank something that was not in alignment with what was true. For look to what it is, perhaps, that you know better, but you have forgotten. What is that, I may say? And to search now, for you may find one or more things in which you have done to me, and offer to me a promise of one thing that you will try now to do better. Tell me what you will do. How will you try? How will you remember and honor me so that I may thrive? For as I thrive, you thrive, for I hold you. You see, it is without me, you have nowhere to live. And I want you to live, my dear children, for I come with these words that may seem harsh, but like a parent that sometimes has to scold the child so they do not run into the traffic and get run over. Sometimes they have to pull them back and scream at them in a hard way so that they will listen for their own good. It is much like that, my dear child. Now I come to you with a sense of strictness and harshness, for you must learn, you must understand that you cannot do this anymore. And so I am not yelling at you, and it may seem that way, but what it is that I am asking you is to pay attention, to be alert, to have awareness, to tune in, to use what privilege you have, what gifts you have, to share my love, to spread my teachings, and to remember to love me as I love you. And so offer me something, and I will sit here for a moment and wait and hear what you have to give. In a sense, it is like a promise, and once I have received them all, I will open my arms to you, and you may pass through the forest gates to meet the wonderful Merlin. And so give to me what it is that you promise. Thank you. Thank you, my dear children. I am honored. I appreciate your offering, and I love you. And as quickly as she was there, she disappeared. And as the grove disappeared and the trees went away, beneath these flowers began to bloom right at the bottom of your feet. You see, they are a gift from the Great Mother for you. And as you bend down and look at them, they are filled with gold. They are a flower like you've never seen before. And these are a gift to you. And as you pick them, the vitality of her love comes into the flower and up through and around your body, swirling as you are being filled with energy and vitality and beauty and magnificence of the Great Mother. As she nourishes you and feeds you and brings you the air and the water and the sunlight, feel her energy moving and swirling around you, the vitality of her love for you. And with that, you feel lighter and more joyful and ready to go as you begin to continue to travel through the forest. And now everything is brighter and stronger, and all the animals all of a sudden are coming out and saying hello. They are talking to you and whispering and jumping about. You can feel them and their gentleness and their beauty as the horse gallops beside you. And you begin to attune to them and to the trees and the water and the dappling light, the cardinal and the tree and the owl hooing at night. And as you continue to walk and walk through the forest, skipping along with this sense of beauty and joy, you see this very old door in front of you. And this is the door that leads to Merlin's cave. And when you come to this door and you stand in front of it, it might feel strong and big and dark and daunting, but inside is a magical kingdom, one in which you now will participate in creating. And as you knock on the door 3 times, 1, 2, 3, the door opens wide, and standing there is Merlin. Greetings, children. Thank you for coming. You have passed the test, and Mother Earth has allowed you to pass. She is my beautiful friend and the green lady of the forest. Sometimes she might seem a bit daunting, but no, she bids you well. Come in now. Come on in, children. Come inside. I see you have your robes and your wands and you're ready to get to work. We have lots to do and only a few weeks to get it done. So come in, come in, come in now, come in. And as you come in, you can see the crystals in the cave. Don't touch them. They're not for you to be touching. You can look at them if you wish. Come, pass through. Duck your head now. Don't get caught. Don't hurt yourself. Pay attention where you're going. I know it's a little wet. Don't worry about your feet getting dirty. Come with me. Tuck under. I know it's a bit dark. Follow the light with me. You can see me. Do you see my sparkling eyes? They are blue and my white beard. Do you feel me? Do you notice me? Do you see my wizard hat? Can you see my purple robe? I know you see and feel me. Sense and touch and feel who I am. Come with me, my children. Come. Walk through. Watch where you're going again. Don't touch anything. Come with me. Here we are. Follow along. Get in line one by one. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now. We're going to go into the classroom and you will find your seat. I'm going to open the door. Now come in, come in, come in, sit down, find your seat, anywhere you want to sit. This is the place you will sit for the next 5 weeks. Find your seat, sit down, sit up, please. As I come to the front of the class, you will see me. Hello. Hello, my dear students, and welcome to my ashram. This is a place in which you will play, you will have fun, and you will learn. You will listen, and you will do as I say. We will have a good time as long as you follow the rules. There is a lot to get done and a lot for you to learn. You will have to do your homework, and I will check that it is done. You will come out into the playground that I have set up for you. I have been working very diligently preparing this space. There are a lot of you, more than I expected, but I am happy and delighted of this. Outside, as you look out the window, you can see the playground. And on the playground, there are the usual things that you will see to play and have fun. But beyond that, there are these domes. These domes are one for each of you. It has taken me a long time to set them up. Each one is unique and different, and it has your name upon it. It has a different color and a feeling. It looks like a sphere or a round building, and it is just for you. This is your workstation where you will go to prepare the new earth for yourself and the collective. This is a very sacred spot and one in which it is granted to you by a great gift, and that is why we had to be sure that you could pass the green lady of the great nature. You will have time to go out to recess and play in your dome, but when you go in, it will not just be play, and you will have to come prepared. We understand that your teacher, Casey, has given you to pray together a mission statement. We want you to get that written and ready to go so that you know your principles and values. You shall be going into this dome to begin to create, and the sky is the limit. You see, you once knew how to manifest instantaneously with the snap of a finger. You knew how to telepathically talk. You knew how to feel and listen to the herbs and to gather them when you were not well, to drink their potions. You knew how to commune with the trees and the nature and the animals as they would come to your hand and you would feed them. There was no distance between you and the creatures, nor the fairies, the divas and the elementals, nor the crystals, and any of the mineral or plant kingdom, for you were one. And in this new earth that is being built, it is the same. This is the rule. And so you must follow the rule and to honor every living creature as one of your own. You will be learning about the elements of air and water, earth and fire. You will honor them, for we are doing alchemy. This alchemy is of transformation, not only outside but inside. You will remember and learn as above, so below, as within, so without. For anything within your own mind is the creation of your external reality. As soon as you get that first lesson understood and out of the way, we'll be able to get to work and get things done. I have lots of preparation and things for you to do and play, of course, as well, for it is not all serious, but we will delineate our time between classwork and playtime. When it is time to play, you are free to jump around and skip as you may, but as we are here in the class, you will pay attention, for you are preparing for great things to come. You see, it is that your earth is preparing for a great change, and you as star seeds are the ones who are showing the way. And so the more you become familiar with the new earth in the inner world, in the inner vision, in the journey within the mind and the imagination, the more it begins to express itself in the outer world, and you create a bridge between here and where it is that you are. I am very pleased at all of you, for I know that you have been working with your wand, looking at your directions and sensing them. I am delighted that many of you have drawn pictures of me. Thank you very much. Some are beautiful and some are quite funny. They are all magnificent and I love them all very much. Deeply honored at this. I can see the wands in which you have or have created with your shells and ribbons and sparkles and feathers. And this brings great joy to my heart as it is time for you to remember the power that resides within. And so now come back and sit in your seat and look here, for I want you to look at the desk below. And as you look at your desk, you will see that you have a blindfold. I want you to take the blindfold and put it over your face. And as you do this, tie it tight behind your head so that you cannot see. You see, it is, I want you to practice not looking with the eye, but with the inner vision, for we are opening your pineal gland and your third eye, and you'll begin to see in a way you haven't seen in a long time. You are to release labels, let go of perception of what you think things are. Pretend you were just born and landed here and you don't know a name of anything. Look at it with a sense of great innocence. I have placed upon your desk something right now. And it is the same thing for all of you. And I want you to place your hands in front of you and start to sense perhaps what it is. For this first lesson, I'm going to tell you what it is so that you can begin to use your senses to feel it more with the inner eye. And so it is that it is an orange. And the orange I have cut in half. Each of you have half of an orange. I want you to pick it up and to feel it. As you hold it in your hand, you will see it has two textures. One is the outside of the orange. Begin to feel with your hand what that outside of the orange feels like. Is it smooth? Is it rough? What does it feel like? And now on the inside of the orange, you may place your other hand. It has a different feeling. Perhaps it has ridges. Perhaps it's softer. Perhaps it's leaking a liquid. Feel the orange. And now I want you to bring the orange to the nose, and I want you to smell the orange and see if you can really smell the orange with the inner senses. Do you smell what the orange smells like? And now I want you to open your mouth and I want you to taste the orange. What does it taste like? And now with your inner eye, I want you to really look at the orange. What does it look like? And so that the orange in your mind's eye becomes as real as the orange in your other reality. Now, as you begin to work with the inner eye, it's like a slideshow, sometimes going by, sometimes it's a movie clip of images. Just allow them to come and surrender to that. You see, it requires trust and faith. All right, that is your first lesson. You're going to have a break now. You can take off your eye fold around your eye, the blind fold. And now you can get up one by one, and I'm going to open the door to the playground. Now, don't just run out all at once. So excited, I know you are. But you're going to find your dome. It might be right as the doors open, or it might be far out of, or they're scattered all around the playground. Each of them has a tree next to it and a babbling spring and a great stone. For they are not isolated. Each of you has your own tree and your own spring and your own stone. Marked on the stone is a symbol. That symbol represents who you are in the Celtic tradition, or the Druid, how you may see it. You will have to tune in and see your own symbol. And when you come back from resource, you're going to have to write what the symbol was. Now, as you tune into the dome, it will be a particular color. It will have your name on it. You will see your name written, and you will know it is yours. You'll be called to it, and you'll begin to feel its quality. As I open the door, you're going to go out now until you find your dome with your name, with the tree standing by it. You may have a different tree than your friend or your neighbor of your starseed being. And it will have a babbling spring that is coming up with beautiful water. And next to your dome is a stone. It is like a marking, like a number on a house, but instead of a number, it will have a symbol. This symbol is unique to you. So go now, my friends, and find your spot. Play and jump and laugh and have fun. Go explore and find your dome. And once you have found it and you have explored a bit, you have seen your tree and perhaps sat underneath, you have drank from the spring, and you have found the symbol on the stone. When you are ready, I will ring the bell and it will be time to come in for recess. But for now, go out and play. What color is your dome? Does it have something on it? Are there flowers blooming around? What kind of tree is next to it? Is the stone outside large or small, round or square? Can you see the symbol on the stone? Can you put your feet in the babbling spring? Do you see the moss growing nearby? Do you feel the energy here of the space that is for you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Does it have a door? What color is the door? Is it open or closed? Once you have found your dome, you may go in, my dear children. Go on inside. It is vast in there, cavernous. It echoes when you speak. It is open and blank. There's nothing inside. It is all yours and yours alone. When you are done, you can keep exploring around. It's time now for me to ring the bell. Do you hear the bell in the distance? That is me calling you now. It is time to come in. You might see your friends on your way back, pointing to your space and showing it to them, looking at theirs and seeing how different it is from yours. Come in now as you're running up to the door. I am ready now to let you back into class. Settle down. Come on in now. Settle down. Settle down. Find your seat. I know it's so exciting. So exciting. Now on your desk is a piece of paper and a colored pencil or more. You may write down your symbol on your stone. May write down the type of tree that you have. The color of your dome in your space. What is on it, in and out. Outside of it, not in it. What the door looks like. The feeling, whatever words you want to describe it as. Now your assignment is to draw it before we meet again. You are to draw what it looks like, what your symbol is, what your tree is. I do not care of the rendering of an artist or how good your drawing is. It does not matter, but you are to draw it to the best of your capacity. You will not be graded on your technique, but your effort. This brings it to life. It brings it alive for you. Then I want you to go into the inner eye, the inner journey of self, and practice being with it, there, near it, and going in it, because we're going to build. We don't have much time. So you have to become familiar with it with your senses. Now, I know it's a lot to give you so much homework on your first day of class, but there is one more assignment. I need you to attune to the magic in your dimension. This requires expecting, having faith, letting go, and trusting. You might want to write that down expecting, having faith, letting go, and trusting. There are three things I'm wanting you to tune into. One is a ladybug. This week, you will manifest instantaneously a ladybug. This ladybug might be crawling on your feet or maybe on a leaf. It might come as a postcard in the mail or be on a napkin at a restaurant. It could be a ladybug tablecloth or hat. It could be an image as you drive by. It can come and show itself in a myriad of ways. Do not limit its way to show itself to you. It could be a lady dressed up as a bug on Halloween. It can show itself in any way. It could be that red and black dots are somewhere that present to you. It could be a car that they call the bug, that perhaps is red with a black hood. Open your mind and allow it to show itself. And every time you find it, you are to write it down and how it appeared in a magical way. The second thing that you are to find and manifest that will appear in your reality this week is a peacock. I have done these exercises from the spirit world before, but there is an old friend that I work with in alignment, and his name is Russ. He and I work together, for he is quite the funny character. And he has brought these particular symbols to you, for it is the ladybug and the peacock. The peacock may come as the same. You might see the actual peacock, or a feather may appear in a certain way, or the eye of the peacock, or the color. Open your mind, have faith, let go, and surrender. And the third is a lot easier to see, for it will start to build your confidence and create your ability to attune to the energy and vibration of magic. And it is the number of 23. And so whenever it appears to you, and you'll start to see it now wherever you go, you will write it down. The more you affirm the magic, the greater it begins to grow. All right, so your homework, dear children, you might want to write it down, is to find a ladybug, a peacock, and the number 23, or perhaps the word is to snap the fingers as it is manifested in your life. To close your inner eyes and attune to the orange, or perhaps you will choose something else. And to begin to draw your dome, your symbol, and your tree. Once your tree has been named and has made itself clear to you, you may want to read about it or find one, sit beneath it, feel its bark and its leaf, sense it, talk to it, allow it to come alive. If it is a tree that came that is not nearby, then you will read about it. You will attune to it in the inner eye, for it is wonderful to be deep in the forest and to connect with the tree. But if you cannot, practice. It just means your homework's a little harder, or you have to go in to the inner eye. You see, I am building your skills of imagination. And as the skills of imagination in the inner world begin to build and strengthen, they will become the external world. For it is that within my cave and in my school and out in the playground is where we begin. And as we move beyond that, there is one dome that is so large. It is a sphere that is as large as the earth that you live on now. You are at the edge of it, for it sits on the playground, and it is so big that you can only see the tiniest piece of it. But you will be allowed to enter in, and you see this is the new earth. And this is where you are building the earth for all. All right, my dear children, class is dismissed. Gather your things and know that you have made a mental note on your homework. and that you are ready. All right. Good day. It was wonderful to see you. Now, as you exit out, you must go through the dark cave. Keep your head down. Watch where you're going. Don't worry about that wetness, for we've had a long rain. You can look at the crystals, but don't touch them, for they have a certain quality. You're not ready yet to work with them. They're very powerful. And as you go out of the cave, you'll see the bright light. Might feel overwhelming as you're coming back into the forest. You can walk through the forest now. I will say goodbye here, for I am not going out there. I have work to do. Farewell to you until our next visit. Please get your homework done, and I will see you soon. Thank you, Merlin. Thank you. And as the door to the cave is closed, you can begin to walk through the forest. And as you come through, you begin to see the pot where you had left your old clothes. And you know what? Don't pick them up. Don't put them back on. You can just leave them there, walking through. And as a bus is pulling up for all of you now, it is a bus filled with rainbows. It even looks like a unicorn. It is silly and it flies. You can all get on, as it's going to take you home now, back to where you are. And as it lands, it brings you back to the moment where you are here and now. That you are remembering everything that you received from Merlin, the assignments that you have to do, with a willingness and eagerness to attune to the magic. And with that, much gratitude for your journey. Many blessings and good evening. When you are ready, you can begin to open your eyes. Wiggle your toes and turn your head left to right. Take a nice deep breath. And come back into the here and now.